Okay, folks, we are back. This is Street to Strategy. This is episode 19. Before we begin today, I want to take a moment. I want to dedicate this episode to a childhood friend that recently passed away. His name was George Cardenas. Guy who had a movie star looks, had smile for days, sweetheart of a dude. We worked at the movie theater before I took off to the military. He recently passed away. God bless his memory and God bless his family. To his wife, Gina, God bless you. And I hope you guys get comfort. Let's get to it. Today's guest was born in Berlin, Germany, into a world still trembling from the aftershocks of war. An army brat, a child raised on movement, discipline, and the quiet uncertainty that comes with never staying long enough to call anywhere permanent. He grew up between borders and bases, eventually landing in Clarksville, Tennessee, and graduating from Frankfurt High School, where history wasn't confined to textbooks, it lived beneath his feet. As a young man, he ran and dreamed on a field once claimed by history's darkest echoes, a place where Adolf Hitler had spoken on January 30th, 1933, marking his rise to power. Yet where hatred once found its voice, a boy found motivation, hope, direction. Proof that even the most haunted ground can be reclaimed by life and that history never gets the final word. Same ground, different era. A reminder that history doesn't vanish, it waits to see who walks across it next. He chose service. 3 years in the United States Army, assigned to Fort Bragg as a forward observer, trained to move ahead of everyone else, to see danger before it arrived, and to call it out with precision. That role, watcher, protector, early warning, would follow him long after that uniform came off. In 1985, he stepped into a career that would both define him and test him, the California Department of Corrections. His first prison, Soledad, then Corcoran in 1988, where violence wasn't the exception, it was the atmosphere. He joined SWAT, 12 years, point man, team leader, commander, first through the door, last one out, making decisions in seconds that would echo for decades. In 1997, his name was pulled into the headlines, indicted in the infamous Booty Bandit case, accused, branded, and ultimately acquitted. But anyone who's lived through that knows, even innocence leaves scars. In 1998, he transitioned to parole, carrying prison walls with him into the free world. He served until 2012, supervising parolees, the people most only know through headlines and whispers. He was Charles Manson's unit sergeant. He provided security for Sirhan Sirhan, the man convicted of assassinating Robert F. Kennedy. He took Joe Pegleg Morgan's final fingerprints, breaking rigid fingers so identity could be confirmed after death. Morgan, a notorious figure in American criminal history and a powerful member of La M, the Mexican Mafia. He stood security for the Pope and received a letter of recognition for it. Then life delivered its hardest blow. In 2024, his wife passed away at 62, one day after her birthday. No badge, no training, no armor could prepare him for that. After retirement, he reinvented himself once more. 7 years in real estate, rookie agent of the year, because survival was never his greatest skill. Adaptation was. This isn't a story about toughness. It's a story about endurance, about walking through history, violence, loss, and redemption, and still choosing to stand upright. Today, we're not talking to a resume. We're talking to a man who lived it. Let's welcome my guest. This is Jeff Jones. Welcome to the show, brother.
Thanks.
I'm sorry, man. Sometimes when I read these stuff, I get emotional.
It's all right. I'll try not to.
You were born in Berlin, Germany. Before you ever chose anything, your life was already moving. Did you ever feel like you belonged anywhere?
No, not really. Most military brats, we don't really have like a home.
Correct.
So, but what we do have is we have each other. So
Yes.
I have lifelong friends scattered all throughout the United States and probably throughout the world.
Yeah, I would think so.
So
Yeah.
we have a tight-knit group that from Darmstadt, Germany. I went there partway through my sophomore year, and then I graduated from high school while living there. I attended high school in Frankfurt. It was about an hour away.
Okay.
So we rode a bus every day, or if I stayed after for practice, I'd catch a train home. It's about an hour drive on the Autobahn at about
dude.
whatever speed you want to go.
Yeah. I never got to drive with that, but I always wanted to.
Oh, yeah. It's, well, if you're going about 100, you're in the slow lane. So,
Yeah, because people go wide open.
yeah, it's crazy.
As an Army brat, were you learning discipline or learning how not to get attached?
Both.
Yeah, I would think so, man.
Both.
You know what, man? I mean, I served in the Navy, man, and there's a handful of dudes I still keep in contact with. Facebook has really helped all of us keep together, but man, brother, there's something about people you serve with, either military, law enforcement. When you've done something with people like that, the bond is lifetime for me. I'm sure you feel the same.
You know, that's interesting because for some reason I don't remember any of my service buddies.
Really?
I was in elite units.
Yeah.
There's just things I can't talk about.
No, I get it. Growing up in Clarksville, Tennessee, what kind of kid were you really?
I was actually a pretty good kid. I think my dad instilled the fear of him in me at an early age. So I pretty much stayed the straight and narrow. Every once in a while, like every young man does, you got to feel your oats.
What'd your dad do in the military?
He was a first sergeant. And he did 2 tours in Vietnam so that he did the second tour so his youngest brother wouldn't have to.
Oh, wow.
So there was 9 years difference between them. And somehow my grandmother, who was a very influential woman, especially for the times,
Yeah.
had the ear of a congressman. And so they did a deal where my dad would serve another tour and that his younger brother wouldn't have to because he got drafted.
Yeah.
Well, my dad was already a career military guy, and he said that most of the guys that didn't come home were rookies.
Oh, yeah, brand new. Yeah.
So he figured, he was already like a staff sergeant or something. So,
Yeah. Yeah. That's actually a pretty cool story, bro. Did you feel seen as a kid or just managed?
Managed.
Yeah.
It's a little different growing up in the military. You don't only have your parents looking out for you. You got everybody's dad and mom looking out for you, parenting you.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're stepping out of line and your dad's buddy that's a sergeant sees you, you're getting chastised by him and put in check, too.
Yeah, well, a lot of the expats, I'm sure that's a very tight-knit group.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
And especially when you're overseas, you're this small little hamlet of a community in Germany.
Got it.
So it's just this little village of Americans and the rest of the country's German. So
Yeah.
you don't speak their language, and most of them don't speak yours, especially
Yeah.
back in those days.
Yeah.
So you become really close.
I could
You
totally
rely
see
on
that.
each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
More so than here. And so many of the people I grew up with, when they came back to the United States, it just wasn't the same, and it's a hard adaptation.
I would totally agree to that. You graduated from Frankfurt High School. Looking back, Do you feel like you grew up faster than most?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I do too, bro.
You know, I hit Germany as a sophomore, and I was going to, after I was there about 6 months, I was going to discotheques and having beers and drinking and partying and dancing because there's no drinking age in Germany, you know?
Yeah.
For beer, anyway.
Yeah,
For hard alcohol, you have to be, I think it was 18.
yeah.
But for beer, there's no drinking. They sell Kinder beer, which is half beer, half lemonade.
Wow.
So, but at 16, you know, I was going in 15 having regular beers and having regular dates with girls. You know, that was the disco era back then, you know.
Yeah.
I was taller then than I am now. I wore platform shoes, so I had a good 4 inches on me, you know.
Oh, I love it, dude. You played soccer.
No, I played baseball.
Oh, baseball. All right. You played on the same field where Hitler once spoke.
Well, I played youth football on that field.
Okay. Did that ever like mess with your head, standing where history had once pretty much bled?
Yeah, no, not at the time. I think at the time I was just worried about playing football, you know?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
as I look back on it and realize some of the stuff that I'd participated in and places I'd been, and it's pretty strange, you know, to think about it that way.
Oh yeah.
You know, my dad worked in Nuremberg barracks, where was one of Hitler's headquarters.
Yeah.
And you could still see the aircraft bullet holes in the building from when it was scraped or attacked.
Oh really?
Yeah. And pieces of the building blown out that couldn't be repaired were still like that. In
Wow.
1970 something, whenever I was there.
Wow. Do you believe places hold memories?
Yes.
I do too.
Yeah, souls.
I do too. Yes. When did you first realize your life wasn't going to be normal?
Oh, man.
I realized it young, bro.
So did I.
I mean, I'm gonna say like first, second, third grade, dude. I knew.
Well, I knew I was different in the third, fourth grade. And two guys, government men in suits, come and check me to see if I had a photographic memory.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can see that.
So, yeah, man, it was just like in the movies. They wore dark suits, either black or gray. And they asked my parents. They took me to a room, gave me a test. And, man, I heard them talking about if I passed this test, then I was moving to Virginia. To
Langley.
I don't know, to some facility, you know.
Yeah.
So I missed the last three questions on purpose because I wasn't about to leave anywhere.
Do you have a photographic memory? Do you think you do?
If I see something or hear something, I normally retain it.
You know what? To a certain extent, I do too. I walk around with a bunch of useless information.
So do I, man. I'm great at trivia, though.
Yeah.
You don't want to play me in trivia.
You know what? And I think there's something about guys like us that go into law enforcement or like even you corrections. I think it draws people like that in because, like, dude, like my whole time at Vice APD, dude, I could just show up. I'd write down people's names and addresses and date of birth. But, dude, the rest of the story, I wasn't writing down everything.
Yeah,
it was all right here, dude.
So when I joined the department, you know, my grandpa, when my dad was in Vietnam, I was raised by my grandpa.
Okay.
And so he taught me most of what I know.
Is he the one in Clarksville?
He was in Illinois. We went up to
okay.
Illinois when my dad went to Vietnam
Okay.
for 2 years. Then we went back to Clarksville.
Got it.
Because that's where my parents were from. But he taught me most of what I know. And
Is that your dad's dad?
that was my mom's dad.
Your mom's dad. Okay.
Yeah. He was a funny guy. World War II veteran.
Okay. So that seems like your family's kind of has a history of serving then.
Yeah, most do.
Yes.
So
Why did you join the Army? Was it choice, escape, or obligation?
it was choice because I went to school playing baseball and they paid for my college.
Yeah.
And then I hurt my arm, so I didn't pay for college anymore. So I went to the service for the GI Bill to get more money to go back to college.
Yeah.
And I was in basic training. I seen the guys from the 82nd Airborne come in. They looked pretty sharp, and I wanted to be different. And I was used to playing on teams, and they were a smaller unit, and so I liked that. So I went that route and joined the 82nd Airborne Division, became a paratrooper.
All right, man.
But
so you're looking down on me because I'm a leg. Right? For the folks at home, leg means you're not
non-paratrooper.
Yeah. You're
anybody that's a non-paratrooper is a leg.
Yeah. You know what? It's so funny, man. I joined the Navy out of choice, but it was escape. I wanted to get out of the neighborhoods I lived in. I was, back then I was fighting gut-wrenching poverty.
I grew up poor too.
Yeah,
man.
and it just, I was like, I got to get out of here. I got to do something. And, and I'm very proud that I served, and I'm sure you are too. And, there comes a point in time where you just go, I didn't know it was going to lead me to what it led me to, and I'm sure you didn't think that
Man,
either.
I went to college to be a structural engineer. I had no idea I was going to be in law enforcement. That was not the plan. That was not my plan.
Dude, neither was. If you'd have talked to me at 18 and asked me if I was going to be a cop, I'd have been hell no. But it's so weird how at 18 you really are. You're a boy. You get a few years under your belt.
My goal was to be a professional baseball player.
Yeah.
That was what I wanted to do. But my dad told me I should have a backup plan, so he was right.
Oh, 100%. Well, anytime you
But I didn't have one, so.
Anytime you play any type of organized ball, I don't care what it is, it's the very few that make it to the bigs. And so, your dad was right, because at the end of the day, if you don't make it, you need to have something to put some, and what you ended up doing you made some good money doing what you did, brother.
Yeah. Of all the guys I played a lot of baseball all over, and for all the guys I played with or against, only 2 guys ever made it to the big leagues, and one of them was because his dad was the pitching coach for the Yankees, so he had a little pool, And the other guy was throwing 98 as a senior in high school, so that was it. Those 2 guys were the only guys that I played with or against all those years that ever made it.
Yeah.
So it's probably the hardest sport to make it.
Oh, yeah, dude. You know what? And plus, this, man, there's something about baseball. I just think it chews up so many people. You know what I mean?
Well, if you think about it, there's, Wade Boggs played third base for Boston for like 18 years. So if you're a third baseman in the Boston organization, they probably went through 3 or 4 guys that his career ended in the minor leagues because Wade Boggs is camped out on third base, a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Same with Chipper Jones in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So guys' careers, you get stuck behind a guy that's a Hall of Famer, you're not going to get an opportunity.
No, I agree.
And that could be an opportunity sitting there for a Hall of Famer that's never going to get it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's life.
In fact, I just watched a thing about Pete Rose, and such a transcendent guy in the game, but died without ever getting in to the Hall of Fame. And in my opinion, I think he belongs there.
Based on his statistics, yes.
Yes.
Based on breaking the cardinal rule, no.
Yeah, because
we all know, everybody's given that rule ahead of time.
Oh yeah.
And you know that, and you know what the ramifications are going to be, and he made that choice anyway.
Yeah.
So you need to be held accountable for your choices.
No, I agree. You were a forward observer at Fort Bragg. That job requires calm while chaos is coming. How did that change kind of your thinking?
So while at Bragg, I was on this recon platoon, and we acted as the aggressors for any incoming units that were doing training at Fort Bragg.
Oh, yeah.
National Guard units, reserve units, other full-time military units that used our facilities.
Well, yeah, because then you got what? You got SF there. You got Rangers.
Yeah, we got everybody. Yeah. SF, Delta Force.
Yeah, Delta's there. Yeah,
everybody. And they use our facilities there at Bragg a lot. So we would acted as the aggressor force for their training.
Got it.
A lot. And so sitting in an ambush position for hours.
Oh, yeah, that ain't fun.
Hours without moving.
Yeah.
Checking your breathing. And teaches you how to stay calm
Yeah.
during situations. And it's the military training that I rely on heavily almost every day.
Yeah.
And
You know what, man? As long as I know you, brother, I don't think I ever seen you lose your cool.
no.
I honestly, man, and I mean, all the years in parole and all that. I mean, we'd show up over there, and you guys had some parolee flipping out in the lobby or whatever. I don't think I ever seen you
Well, that's
go ballistic.
A lot of that too is I studied martial arts a lot throughout growing up. The deal is though, is like I'd start one style and practice and train, and then we'd move. So
Yeah.
I'd advance to a certain amount of belts, and then have to move to a new,
Yeah.
and then they wouldn't have that style. So I have to start all over at a different style. So I studied about 5 different styles, but I have intermediate to advanced belts. I don't have any black belts in anything. But in those disciplines, that's what they teach you. Discipline.
Yeah. 100%.
So I think that, along with the military, growing up in a disciplined family with a military father.
Yeah, you always just seemed very, I guess would be the word, would chill, man. You were always chill. I don't, I mean, I think you only rode with me a couple times, but man, it's like even those when you'd be out in the streets with us, you were always just you were kicked back. I never saw you go ballistic, and I can't say that for all parole agents.
Yeah.
When you were young and bulletproof, did you understand what fear really was?
No, I was an adrenaline junkie.
I was too.
So, and in all honesty, since my wife passed, I've spent a lot of time reading, diving within myself deeper.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I'm getting lost on track here.
No, don't sweat it, bro.
What was that?
Well, basically my question was, when you were young and bulletproof, did you understand what fear really was? Like for me, the whole time I was a cop, I didn't have fear, bro, and it was good in some ways, but it was bad in others.
So I think I was an adrenaline junkie because I was trying to prove something to my dad.
Me too.
My
bro.
dad was an alcoholic. I didn't have a relationship with him. So I think as a young man, early man, I was trying to either always outdo him. I think that's why I went airborne, because he was a leg.
Yeah.
I get to call him that.
Yeah.
I wanted to prove to him I was trying to prove to him, not to myself, that I was strong.
Dude, you know what's so funny, dude? I wasn't raised around my dad, but I spent a lot of years trying to go like this. I'll show you.
Yeah.
I will show you.
That was it. And it wasn't until I was 27, 7 stories high, getting ready to do an Australian rappel face first down this building. And I got my little boy that I just had at home that I clicked on me that I got to slow down.
Yeah.
I got a little guy at home that needs me.
Oh, yeah.
So that's when at 27, my adrenaline junkie, I tried to curtail it a little bit, but you can't go from 100 miles an hour to 0.
No,
So
you cannot.
I did curtail it a lot and was a lot more responsible with it. Prior to that, the more dangerous, the better it was.
Yeah. Was there a moment in the Army that hardened you for good?
Yeah, but it really didn't have anything to do with the military. I rode rodeo as a young man while I was in the military.
Jesus, man. You've been around, brother.
Yeah. So I rode bareback. I rode a bull in practice. I wasn't getting back on that after I saw my buddy get gored to death in a shoot from a bull.
Oh, yeah. That'll do it.
So that was another thing that just kind of, that sticks.
Oh, yeah. You know what, man? When I was we had I was stationed at Alameda, and we had these. We worked on A6 intruders, so all the birds I worked on were older than me. We were working on Vietnam era birds,
Oh,
right?
wow, yeah.
And so we're watching. They're doing touch and goes, and all of a sudden this A6 comes up, banks left, goes into the bay. Both pilots eject. They didn't have gyro seats and put them right into the thing, killed them both instantly. And you watch that, and then we had to guard the wreckage for months afterwards, while they're doing the investigation. Dude, it was hardcore, man. And you realize, all those jets we worked around, all that stuff we did, if you didn't have your head on a swivel, most of that stuff out there could kill you right now. And I consider myself very lucky. I got a buddy of mine. He worked on the radars, and he got out and then gets brain cancer. And, nobody ever said it, but I got to believe all that stuff had something to do with
Absolutely,
it, brother.
I believe so, too.
It's like it's a microwave is what it is, man. Yeah. Did the military teach you control or how to shut things off?
I'm not so sure it was the military that taught me how to shut things off.
Yeah.
I think I probably learned that when I went to the academy at the Department of Corrections.
Yeah.
I was a pretty hard charger prior to that, so yeah, you'd have to tone that down.
Well, and I would tell you this, once we get to your career, man, I mean, you had a phenomenal career. And I can tell you this, man, I was already pretty hardened even by the time I went in, but by the time I come out, I was dead set. I was going to become a cop somehow, some way, somewhere. And it didn't happen as fast as what I wanted, but it happened when it should. When you left the Army, did you leave clean or did it follow you?
Because of my skill set,
yeah,
it followed me. I was offered a promotion to join the Marine Corps for the Force Recon Unit out of Novato. That's where they used to be. I don't know if they're still there. But because I was jump qualified, air assault, rappel certified, some other certifications, the Marine Corps called. And then when we attacked Libya, my dad called me and said that they had called looking for me. So
why didn't you do it?
I was done with it.
Yeah. Oh, I know. You know what, man? Right when I was getting out, I remember they said to me, hey, we can let you out or send you to Yokosuka, Japan on our aircraft carrier. And I was like, I think it's time for me to get out. You know what I mean?
Well, and I just started the department. I was probably about 6 months into the department at Soledad, and they called. And, I was still trying to learn the department, and I didn't want distractions. I mean, I already knew how to.
Too, man. You'd be taking a pay cut, man. It
was just still part-time. But what they told me is that sometimes they get deployed for 2 to 3 months at a time. I didn't know how that was going to affect my new job.
Yeah.
And I was like, I already know how to do all that. I've done that. Now I want to learn to do something new. And I'm about learning. I want to try to learn something new every day.
Got it.
So since I already knew how to do all that, I didn't need that.
Yeah. Do you think you were always headed toward a harder life?
Man, you have some good questions, man. Things that make me really think here.
I do. I think I knew going into law enforcement, I knew that tough days were coming, man, because I had already seen what it did to a lot of people.
I don't think so, man. But it has been.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I didn't see it coming at all.
That's the problem, Jeff. Nobody ever sees it coming.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It wasn't something I intended to do in the first place.
Yeah.
I think maybe if I had my heart set on being a cop the whole time, then maybe
Yeah.
But I wanted to build buildings and bridges and, that. But I couldn't play baseball and keep up with the engineering program at the same time. And my love of baseball took priority at the time. And looking back, I wish the priorities would have been different.
Well, I would say this, man.
You're a young man, you go with your gut, your feelings, what you love, what you...
I think something about you, and I didn't know it at the time, but now I see it. Dude, you're an academic, dude. I mean, you really are. I think you're wicked smart. And I just think that, and we'll get to it. I think if it hadn't have been for some unfortunate incidents, I think you would end up being the warden out there at the prison, man. And we'll get to I don't want to jump ahead, but
that was a game plan for some people.
But I will tell you this, man. It's like, I didn't know that at the time. Now, after we get into this, I start to see it. That you are. I think you are. You're an academic. I think you're a master of theory. I think you are. You're just one of those dudes. I think that you're.
Back to my grandpa when I got stuck there. He's the one that taught me that if you're smarter and you work harder, you're gonna succeed.
Damn right.
So be smarter than everybody else and work harder, and you'll be successful. So when I got to the department, and you're working those shifts with nothing to do, man, I buried my nose into the operations manual.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I became the department's expert on policy and procedure because I have that brain that if I read it, see it, or hear it, I pretty much can retain it.
Yeah.
And that's how I end up becoming the department's expert and testifying before the state senate hearing committees for 4 hours for the director.
Wow. In 1985, California Department of Corrections, your first prison was Soledad.
Yeah.
What did that first day do to you?
Taught me never to wear polyester Wrangler jeans ever again.
Is that what they issued back then?
No. So back when I joined, you went to your joint first as a civilian.
Okay.
For like 2 weeks of training in civilian clothes. Well, I was a cowboy.
Yeah.
The only slacks I had were those polyester Wrangler slacks that I had to wear to a wedding once or something. So
yeah.
You know how those things fit.
Oh, yeah, like a glove.
Not a thing to wear to men's prison.
Yeah.
Being 22.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they sent you to prison first back then for a couple of weeks, training at IST. Then you go to the academy. Then you come back.
Got it.
They changed all that, but that's back in 85 when I joined.
How long did it take before you realized prison changes the staff too? Because I tell you something, brother.
About 2 months.
I was gonna tell you this, man. I mean, you, Marco, a few guys, my buddy who just retired. I don't think it affected you, but man, dude, I would run into so many COs, dudes I went to high school with, dudes I knew, dude, and it almost seemed like it brainwashed them, Jeff. And like, you know,
does.
I mean, and you start hearing this bullshit, toughest beat in the state, you know, and all that shit, man. And I'd be like, dude, what are you talking about, dude? And, you know, I never saw you act like that.
Because that comes from guys that are deep down are just truly insecure.
Yeah. You know what? Well,
that bravado, the machismo.
Yeah.
If you're insecure, a lot of times you have to put on a fake facade.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
And, you know, I had an old timer tell me when I first started, I think I said something like was a prison lingo. And he goes, hey, you get paid to supervise guys that talk that way, not talk like them.
Yeah, no shit.
He goes, why would you come in here and want to start acting like them? And that stuck, man. And I never picked up the prison lingo. I homie this or that or whatever.
Yeah.
It just stuck with me.
No, I get it, man.
But it is easy for guys to get caught up in that whole environment. You know, they pump that in your head. Part of it is a survival mechanism.
Yeah, I can see that.
For when you go in there, because it's not the best place. It's a total negative energy environment.
Well, I know this, dude. I mean, I worked at Wiley for a year, not CDC, but they put me in AdSeg. And I will tell you this, bro.
So you're with all the guys in AdSeg that end up at the prison.
Correct.
So,
and so what
same thing.
Yeah, what I tell people is this. We don't want to be there. The inmates definitely don't want to be there.
Yeah.
And so it ends up becoming a very negative environment.
It's just, there's nothing positive about it.
No, there's not. And what's the first thing you lost working inside?
My innocence
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, man.
for the humanity.
Oh, yeah. You know what, man? I mean, my third
How
day,
people could treat each other.
oh, yeah. My third day on the job, dude, I found an inmate hung to death in his cell because they dropped 50 on him. You know, that is a true baptism by fire.
Yeah.
And so I tell people this. And then once you work there long enough, then you start to see, all right, these people are evil. These people are drug addicted. And if they hadn't been drug addicted, they probably wouldn't be in here. But you got a real part of society in prison, or even when I was working at SEG. I remember talking to those dudes, and you're talking to pure, unadulterated evil.
Yeah, I can honestly say that during my career as a parole agent, I really only had 2 guys that fit that category of just pure evil. Rest of them were, like you said, drug addicts that made bad choices. They're not bad people.
Yeah.
They just made some bad choices. Deep down inside, they have a good heart, most of them.
Yeah. No, I agree.
They've had some bad situations. They've been taught how to manipulate, how to get by, how to work the system. I mean, but that's all environmental.
Correct.
You put that same person over here going to a preppy school and this and that, you're going to get the preppy individual coming out of it.
Correct. Well, and I used to tell people this, man, the whole time I was a cop, the whole time I worked the jail, life is choices.
True.
Right? And I used to say this, don't come into the jail acting like an asshole, acting like you're owed something. You're the one that made the choice to do the drugs, rob the liquor store, whatever it is, you made that choice. And, I'd be like, I'm going to talk to you in my man's voice, but I damn sure want you to talk to me in your man's voice and treat me some dignity and respect. But you really realize, man, and then after a while working there, you know what I realized? A lot of these men were dealing with sexual abuse as kids, and then it manifests itself in this vicious cycle of where now they become the predator.
Well, and then there was no male role model, positive male role model in their life. I can't
agree.
tell you how many guys on my caseload that told me, Jones, you're the only positive male role model I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, no,
I don't know anybody. He goes, all the dudes I know are drug addicts, gangsters, criminals, whatever. He goes, I don't know any positive guys.
Well, that's true. And you know what? I mean, the whole time I worked the street, man, there is a part of society in this town that guys will come up to me and tell me, hey, man, you were a tough cop, man, but you treated me good. And I used to tell people, I want to treat you with dignity and respect.
Always.
If you give it back. Now, if you're going to try to take my head off, I'm going to try to take yours off, right?
Exactly. That's how it goes.
At Corcoran, second phase, how bad did it really get?
I don't think it got as bad as they made it out to be honest.
Really?
We had good control. What they didn't like was the control we had.
Yeah.
We had control. They just didn't like it. It wasn't, and then in the department, as with any other agency that's a large agency, there's a lot of politics that gets involved.
Well, that's the problem. I think politics has screwed up CDC.
It screws up everything.
Yes.
Instead of making the right choice, you make the public choice.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's always going to be the wrong choice.
Yeah.
Because you can't satisfy the public, because the way they have us now is they've got to split 50-50, so you're guaranteed half a loss.
Yeah. What do civilians completely misunderstand about violence behind the walls?
That the violence behind the walls can't touch them out here on the streets.
Yeah. Yeah.
They think they're safe.
Yeah.
Those guys call shots inside, they can take you out tomorrow.
Oh, big time.
Tonight.
Big time. Well, you know this. Inside controls outside.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so for the folks at home that don't understand what we're talking about, the shot callers of MA or even,
The NF, the BGF, any of the...
Yeah, all the bosses in there, they tell the streets what to do.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, and a lot of people don't understand that concept. And, and when I would tell them that, I've had people go, no way. And I'm like, yes way. Because those guys that are locked down, especially back when you guys still had the shoe was controlling everything. Are you bothered by leg veins of any size? Or is leg swelling or pain bugging you or someone you know? I would recommend that you make an appointment with our friends at Sequoia Vein and Wound to take care of it. With a friendly bilingual staff and their years of experience, they are happy to help resolve those issues. Give them a call to get a consult at 559-713-6478 and tell them that Jay Mac sent you.
If people understood and it was explained to them how it works, because the guys on the street, they play long enough, eventually going to get arrested.
Yes, and they're going to end up inside.
So they're going to end up inside, which is his domain, which he owns. So that level of... Gosh, what do I want to say?
Well, I would tell you this. You know what a lot of people don't understand? And you know this. Me and you both know this. If you look at the book, The Rise and Fall of Nuestra Familia, the last 20 pages are all the names of people that have been killed. And most of these guys were the shot callers, right?
Right.
But if you look by each name, killed by own gang, killed by own gang, killed by own gang.
Yeah.
And so what happens is they're always trying to do this. They're always trying to one up. And if they can take out the guy above them to get there, they will. And it's sad because, this, me and you both have seen the finality of so many lives due to gang violence. And I've often said this. I think gang violence does a couple things. Destroys childhoods, erases entire generations of people. And it's here to stay. It ain't going nowhere. And the sad part is then it's become glamorized in movies and TVs and
rap music.
Yeah. And I think a lot of these kids think it's going to be fun and games. Dude, you're a 20-year-old kid. You touch down at the joint, whether you know it or not, I've often said this. Every time I saw a young kid get sent to the joint, I think I don't give it. Let's say he only got 5 years. That 5 is going to turn into 50 because guess what? He's going to have to stab somebody. He's going to pick up a new case. And before you know it, 5 turns into 50 and you're fucked for life and it's over.
Yeah.
And
happens a lot.
Well,
Survival.
I am a master storyteller and I got a story for you. So I was raised in a hellfire and brimstone church. Every Sunday when we would go to church, I had a pastor that would thunder away. And back then, religion, man, it was fear. And my mom hung to that fear with fervor. And so this is 1985. I'm getting ready to graduate high school. My mom comes to us and says this. The Lord has spoken to me. And we're supposed to move back to North Carolina to be with Jim Baker and Tammy Faye in North Carolina. A few days before I graduate 8th grade, my mom sells everything we owned. Truth be told, wasn't much, okay? We leave here June 1985 with $1,000 cash and a 1985 or 1969 Ford Montego with 100,000 miles on it and no air conditioner, okay? My mom, to her credit, let me drive most of the 2,500 miles with no driver's license, okay? But Jeff, think about driving through Arizona, New Mexico, Texas in the summer with no AC. The Montego became a rolling furnace, right? I mean, dude, we are burning up, dude. And that was the year that the new Pepsi came out. And we lived off of new Pepsi. I drink about 4 or 5 a day. And we were living off of fast food. And And I look back on it now and I marvel at my mother's desperation. My mother didn't have a high school diploma, no job skills, and she was relying on God would provide whatever we need, right? So, driving across the United States, food, gas, and some hotel rooms. By the time we reach North Carolina, Jeff, half the money is gone. So now we're down to $500. We're there for about, 3 days. My mom comes to me and she says, Jay, she says, we're down to our last $350. What do you think we should do? Well, I told her the only thing that my young heart knew is I said, Mom, let's go home. And so my mom said, are you ready to drive back to California? I said, I was born ready. Now, this time coming back, we need the $350 for gas and food. We can't afford hotel rooms coming back. And I remember thinking, this is going to be a rough 4 or 5 days to get back to California. So one day, man, I'd been driving for like 12 hours straight, Jeff, and finally I was bone tired, weary, man. And I told my mom, I go, Mom, I'm going to pull into this Motel 6. And she goes, son, we don't have money. And I said, Mom, I just need to close my eyes. We're going to sleep in the parking lot, right? So I pull in, park the car. I cracked my window about this much. But Jeff, it was like 100 degrees outside, even at night. And dude, we are in this it's a furnace, dude. I mean, we're all sweating like, it was horrible, man. I was just getting ready to go to sleep. All of a sudden, this guy knocks on my window. I look out, large man. But I remember looking at this, and he had very kind eyes. And he said, are you guys going to sleep in the car? And I said, yes. I kind of nodded. I was embarrassed, but I was like, yes, we are. And this is when Grace showed up wearing work boots, brother. He said, I'm a truck driver. And he pointed to his rig. And he said, I just got a room so I could take a shower. And he said, I'll give you the key if you promise not to steal anything or damage the room. The charge is already put on my credit card. I just can't afford another charge on it. And I said, sir, if you'll give me that key, it will be pristine when we leave. And I remember that his voice shook as he passed me that key through the window. And he turned around and he walked away. I never got his name, but I'll never forget his heart. Dude, that night, it wasn't just, it was redemption, brother. We got to sleep in a bed. We got to live in some AC that night. And we got to take a shower. And we hadn't showered in a few days. Brother, I learned right then and there. Sometimes angels carry truck keys and wear work boots.
Amen.
Anyways, the next day, we wake up invigorated. I'm driving down the road, and the muffler starts dragging, and it's putting sparks out behind the car. So we pull into this gas station. The guy says, hey, man, for $200, I'll put a new muffler on there. And that's money we didn't have, Jeff. So I borrowed a hammer. I crawled underneath that car, and I knocked that muffler clean off. And we drove the rest of the way with no muffler, car, thundering behind us. And I remember him saying to us, I don't know where you guys are going, but those tires will not last another 100 miles. And I told him, these tires have almost went 5,400 miles. They'll make it. And so we drove the rest of the way. I pulled into Tulare, our hometown. I turned that car off, and I remember this. Honestly, Jeff, I was thankful we made it safe, right? Well, now we got nothing. My mom doesn't have a job, so we had to move into this very cramped studio apartment about the size of this room of a relative. It had a hideaway bed that was my bed. My sister and my mom slept on another bed. We had a small bathroom, a small shower, and a small kitchen. And we lived there for a couple of years. But I just know this, brother. After that long, fiery odyssey, it was shelter. And I learned a valuable lesson that sometimes the road home can truly be one of redemption. And it can be one that we learn the kindness of strangers and what it did. And it in a lot of ways, Jeff, it changed my thinking. And to this day, if I can help people, I never miss a chance to do so. And I can always think of that truck driver. Wherever he's at, God bless him. Sorry, bro.
No, you're good.
Let's transition. Did you ever feel like the prison was swallowing you? I did.
I can honestly say no.
Okay.
And because I never brought it home with me.
Yeah.
I didn't talk about work. I didn't hang out with people from work.
Got it.
I didn't talk to my wife at the time about it.
Yeah.
My boy's mom. I left it there. And I think I have an ability to like compartmentalize pretty good and just turn it on when I get there, turn it off.
Yeah.
And leave it.
I did. I think the time I was working in the jails, later on, man, with working for Vice APD, man, there's a lot of that shit that's still with me. And I'm sure it'll be there forever. But
yeah, there's a lot of stuff I carry with me. I don't always share everything, though.
Yeah. When did the uniform stop being a job and start becoming armor?
When I got indicted.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, because my armor was with the support I had from my other officers, my union.
Yeah.
The guys I was with, being indicted with. And see, I got included in that case merely politically as an accessory after the fact, because I sued the attorney general at the time and won my case, and it cost him the governorship. So he decided to add me into this case as an accessory after the fact because I had access to the central files. The only problem is everybody at the prison had access to the central files, but they weren't included as an accessory after the fact.
Yeah.
But the judge at Hanford saw it my way, that it was purely political, and stated so in his brief.
Who was the AG at the time?
Man. I used to remember that. I can't remember.
No big deal. You spent 12 years on SWAT. Why did you say yes to that life? That's a very coveted spot out there. I know that, but
yeah, I was very fortunate at Soledad. I actually picked up on the CERT team even prior to being off probation.
Oh wow,
which doesn't never happen.
That's actually scary for you, because if something had gone really wrong, they could have dumped you with no ramifications. Yeah.
But it was based on my military experience and skill set.
Yeah, I could see that.
So, I showed up setting up rappel ropes and different things to aid in our training. So I had a lot of knowledge and experience. It was an asset to the team. Got a lot of abilities.
I could see that.
So,
as point man, You're the first one through the door. What does that do to your sleep? Did it ever mess with you?
No.
Got it.
Only because I trust my training and my ability.
Got it.
Yeah, for 4 years, I was undefeated as a Western regional SWAT handgun.
Remember you telling me that? Yeah.
Obstacle course.
Yeah.
I couldn't be beat for about 4 years. So that helped my confidence a lot going through the front door.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
My shield was my gun.
Got it. Were there times in the joint where you thought, this is it?
Yeah, probably a few times. There's been a few riots I was in. I was in a big riot at Soledad. Yeah, there's a couple officers shot, stabbed. Inmates were everywhere. We were shooting inmates. It was one time at Soledad. There was a riot on the yard that kicked off, and I was a yard cop at Central, which is the main level 4 yard. Well, then I think it was a level 3, but it was really kind of a level 4 overflow. And I'm chasing guys that are chasing another guy with a knife. And then the roof gunner's shooting, and the rounds are kicking up right next to me. And the dirt. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like waving at him like, hey, what are you doing? It's, shoot them. But they were throwing 5 and 10 pound weight plates like Frisbees. After that, we started welding them together.
Yeah.
You live and learn.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So lots of policies change through adaptation.
Yeah. As a leader and commander, how do you live with the calls you made?
So here's one of the SWAT acronyms that I pretty much live by, and it's the 5 Ps. Prior planning prevents piss poor performance.
Oh, yeah.
So I am one of those astute guys that will go over every angle of every situation. I think it helps that I'm a Libra.
Yeah.
We look at all angles, every side, try to weigh everything out, see what's the best options, and I just have confidence in my ability.
Yeah.
My decision-making ability.
Got it. Did the adrenaline ever become something you needed?
Oh, I lived on it.
Yeah, me too, brother.
I
Man,
lived
my
on
times
it.
on the gang unit and all the crazy stuff we did. I realize now I was an adrenaline junkie.
Yeah, I was too. Like I said, up until I had my first son at 27, I was definitely an adrenaline junkie. After that, yes, but it was a curtailed management.
Got it.
Still needed it, but I could need it like not as often.
Yeah. How much of yourself did SWAT take?
Physically, quite a bit. I've had 12 knee surgery. Well, between being a paratrooper in the Army, and I've had 12 knee surgeries. Actually, 27 total surgeries.
Jesus.
Orthopedic. I've had 3 shoulders reconstructed, 12 knee surgeries. They're both artificial now. 5 feet surgeries, a couple carpal tunnels, a couple hernias, 2 jaw surgeries. Broke my jaw last year. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. As far as my body, it wreaked my body hell, for sure, because you're carrying all that extra gear.
Did your family see the version of you that came home or the mask?
The mask.
Me too, dude. Me too.
They never seen what was. I tried to insulate them from that. I didn't want.
I did too.
I didn't want them to worry. I didn't want them to think that the job was harder than what it was. I didn't want them to think that it was more dangerous than what it was. I just wanted them to be at peace.
I think most cops present the mask, and that's why I asked that question. And
absolutely.
I will tell you.
And I'd even take it a step further. That I think most everybody wears a mask in public. So
yeah. In 1997, your name got dragged through the mud in the Booty Bandit case. What was that moment like? And real fast, so the people at home can know, describe the case. What happened in that? What was that whole?
Okay. So there was an inmate at Tehachapi that raped a female correctional officer. He got transported to Corcoran. He ended up being placed in a cell with a inmate who was known to rape his previous cellmates.
Got it.
I didn't put him in the cell. I wasn't even on duty. He came in during the day. I worked second watch, 2 to 10. But he came out of the cell and said that he was raped and wanted a cell change. I was the sergeant on duty, so I referred him to the medical clinic to have a rape kit done, just like you would with a female victim at a police department or anywhere else.
Yeah.
You know, he refused. So I noted that he refused any medical treatment, made claims, submitted it to the investigation. I wasn't the investigation sergeant at the time. Submitted it. Everything was done according to procedure, and that's how I ended up getting included as an accessory after the fact somehow.
Yeah.
But I did everything procedurally correct, which was noted in my hearing and the judge, and so.
Yeah. What was that moment like when you're going through all that? I bet you that was scary. Well,
That's
plus if you would have got convicted.
Well, I was looking at 15 years federal time, and they don't do half time. So you're doing 15, bro. Maybe 14 and a half if you're lucky. But I was a single dad. I've been raising my boys by myself since they were 8 and 5. So I was really concerned on if I get convicted on this, who's going to watch my boys. It was a very stressful time. Actually, no, I was still married, and I needed my wife to get a job, so she went to the department. That was the easiest way for her to get a job because they were looking to fire me until I beat the case.
Got it.
So the only job...
Were you on admin leave during that time? Or
Yeah.
What? Okay, yeah.
I was off administrative time off for 10 months.
Jesus.
My golf game got really good. Yeah, it's really good. I got down to an 8.2 handicap. So.
Nice. Even though you were acquitted, what did it cost you?
It cost me my marriage.
Oh, yeah.
Because when my wife went to work for the department, well, then she needed to have an affair. So
Was she a CO too?
Yeah.
Or? Okay.
Yeah, because that's around here. That's one of the jobs that she could get quick enough and easy enough to where it paid enough to where if I wouldn't have to file bankruptcy.
Yeah.
If they fired me.
Yeah.
So and then I had my boys by myself.
Did you ever feel betrayed by the system you served?
Absolutely.
I think all of us have felt that time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You know what? We always
and
say
it's always from guys that forget where they came from.
big time. I always say this in law enforcement, and I've said this before, and it translates to what we're talking about. You can have 1 million attaboys. It only takes one all shit to erase that whole thing. And, unfortunately for you, I mean, even before I really got to know you, I mean, there were other parole agents that were like, dude, Jeff was on the fast track. He probably would have been the warden out there if it hadn't have been for the booty bandit thing. And
yeah,
and
because
it's
even though I
sad, dude.
beat it, they
the
told me I
damage
would.
was done. The
Yeah,
damage
because
was
I would never get confirmed from the state Congress, Senate.
How close did you come to breaking?
Never.
Yeah. Well, listen.
I'm the kind of guy, if you push me, I'm going to push back harder.
Yeah.
Just don't. Let me correct that. I'll push back if I think it's worthy.
Yeah.
If it's not worthy for me or to make a statement, then I'll just leave it and walk away.
Well, also, too, I mean, like you said, you didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
But you know what? Now they're trying to suck you into this, and, which is, not good.
Yeah, but out there at Corcoran, I ran investigations as a sergeant and a lieutenant, and I survived 2 FBI investigations, 5 DOJ investigations, 58 lawsuits. That's just going to happen if you're doing your job.
Oh, yeah. What did that experience teach you about reputation?
That it can all be gone in a blink of an eye.
Big time.
Yeah, like you said, all the attaboys in the world and one shit and you're done.
Yeah, I would tell you something, man. I tried to be a voice of reason to a lot of people, and
So do I.
and the smart ones took it, the dumb ones didn't. And man, I mean, I saw many partners of mine get fired. I saw some get arrested, some prosecuted. And it's sad, man, because I think now, especially with cops, the first thing that happens is they do a press release and you're already convicted in the court of public opinion before your case has even been adjudicated.
Yeah.
I think that I understand about being transparent, and I'm all for transparency. I just think this. I think people forget this. Cops are entitled to due process like everybody else.
Absolutely, because yeah. The guy that works at the milk plant, when he gets arrested, it's not in the paper.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right.
So he gets to go to his trial with all the anonymity in the world.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Well, we learned, and we all know, but, when Brian and Shane were arrested, I mean, dude, they do this big press release. They're talking about Ferreira's going to prison for like 27 years, bro. And at the end of it, one count of filing a false police report, no prison time. I don't even think they got probation, bro. But if you go back to that first press release, oh, dude, we're stomping out police corruption. These guys are going to prison forever, and boom.
Well, and you've seen it too. As soon as your name is in the mud, the guys that run from you and create the distance from you because they don't want to be associated with you because now your name's in the mud and they're afraid they may get a little dirty if they're associated with you.
You know what, folks? For the folks at home, Jeff just said it. Hey, man, when people get in trouble, there is this stigma. Oh, we got to back away from you. And dude, I mean, I've had some guys call me up, man, because I never did that to people. And when people would call me, I would talk to them and give them my best advice because I knew this. If I was ever in that spot, dude, I'd want somebody to be there for me.
See, I have been in that spot, so that's why I am that way. And
Yeah.
I believe that God's put me in all these situations for a reason. And it's all I want to do is help wherever I can and however I can.
I agree.
So
after that, did you trust anyone the same way again?
nah.
Yeah. Because once you get burned once, it don't take much where you're like, hey.
I'm sharp enough not to put my hand on the fire twice.
Yeah. And here's the sad part, and I've said this before, and I think it shocked people. Dude, most of the guys I worked for, I despised them. And because a lot of these dudes, dude, at any given moment, it always felt like if you gave them some rope, they were going to hang your ass with it, man. I mean, there were very few bosses that I truly looked up to. I think BW was one, or Rick Haskell was another. I mean, they were pretty decent bosses. But man, dude, the rest, I mean, a lot of those sergeants, dude, that we had to work for, dude, tools, dude. Tools.
Yeah, I think that's why I decided I wanted to promote. I didn't want to work for somebody that I couldn't have a lot of respect for.
Oh, dude, we had to work for people all the time, dude, that we could not stand, dude, and I couldn't. I hated it. You were Charles Manson's unit sergeant.
Yeah, I was actually his personal sergeant.
Personal sergeant. Okay, what was
Charles
it like?
was he's the only inmate that I know of that had a personal sergeant assigned to him. So I had to review all of his mail, all of his correspondence. I had to set up any interviews he had with 60 Minutes or whoever else, make sure the security was done for that.
That was always a lot because he was on TV a lot.
Oh, yeah, because he was convicted under the old law so that he could make money from those interviews.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know this, that one year he got a check for $77,000. That was his royalties from the song he wrote that Guns N' Roses recorded.
Helter Skelter?
No, it was, I don't know what song that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Yeah.
77,000 1 year for royalties on a song that really didn't get played that much. So
Got it. Did being around someone like Manson change how you see humanity?
yes. And so Charles hated to be called Chuck, but
Yeah. Did he want to be called Charles?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he'd get real mad if you called him Chuck. But so anytime you want to get his attention, you just call Chuck, you get his attention.
How about Charlie? Would he go
Sometimes
for
you go with Charlie or
okay.
Charles.
Okay.
He was state raised, basically. He was in and out of the youth activities, CYA.
Oh yeah, CYA.
Since he was like 9, his mom was a prostitute, so he was state raised. He was a good manipulator.
Yeah.
Once again, I can't say he had a bad heart.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw my last episode with Marco. He was out there with them, and Marco said that it almost seemed like he was like bipolar. Like there was something off. Like when you would be around him, like he would when he would talk, it was like one story just went into another story and another story, and he just would never stop. And he goes, there was something off about. Well, clearly there was something off, but yeah.
He did use a lot of LSD.
Yeah.
I don't know what the long-term effects of that could be. Or
it ain't good, I'm sure.
But I do have a letter at home that would substantiate maybe some of that, because as he's writing the letter to me, and it's about, he's mad because I confiscated his stamps.
Yeah.
He couldn't have stamps. So he wrote me this law.
Why couldn't he have stamps?
Well, they can use the adhesive to roll it up and use it to make weapons.
Okay.
So I confiscated his stamps. He wrote me this letter cussing me out about the stamps. But in his letter, he's writing, he starts off printing, and then it goes to cursive, and then to printing, and then to cursive throughout the entire letter. And it's
gibberish.
Well,
sure.
It's like some sentences skip.
Yeah.
So it's like his mind's working, and then it skips, and then he writes a sentence before the sentence. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like that sentence was supposed to have been first.
Yeah,
So like he's skipping in his head, but he's writing it at the same time. So there's definitely something going on upstairs that's probably not normal.
You provided security for Sirhan Sirhan.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of tension lived in those rooms? And the $1 million question, do you think he's guilty?
Wasn't a lot of tension in the room.
Okay.
No, I don't think he's guilty.
Okay.
I spent a whole career watching guys lie to me, Jay. That's why I'm a good poker player.
Yeah.
So, no, he didn't.
You don't think he did it?
No.
What did he say? Didn't he say that he was back there as a busboy? Somebody opened up the door.
Yeah, he was in the kitchen. He had a gray tub. You know those gray tubs with the dishes for a busboy? And the swing door popped open, and somebody shoved a gun in his hand and tackled him and said, I got him.
Yeah.
That's what he told me. I've interviewed lots of guys. I ran the investigations unit as a sergeant and as a lieutenant, done internal affairs, watched a lot of people interview, and I'm pretty sure he wasn't lying.
Got it. The Joe Pegleg Morgan fingerprint story. You had to break rigid fingers after his death.
Well, Moda did. I was the sergeant. He was my officer. So.
How does something like that stay with you?
Yeah, that was different. I have done it, and it's
Yeah, for the folks at home, what happens is they get rigor mortis, so their fingers are like this. So then you have to...
Yeah, in order to get a good fingerprint...
You got to make them straight.
Yes. And so, yeah, you have to break their fingers to fingerprint them. And then, of course, Joe, being the head of the Mexican mafia, and his name was Peg Leg Joe because he had a wooden leg, we had to confiscate that and put that in evidence as well. But the fingerprints are necessary to verification of death, and it has to be both hands.
And he died from?
Cancer.
Cancer. Okay. You worked around death constantly. When did it stop shocking you?
I don't think it has.
See, man, bro, and I'm the other way, man. We went to so many homicides, shootings, stabbings, all these things, traffic collisions. And after a while, it just became, I don't know, second nature, I guess would be the word.
Let me take that back a little bit. I guess when I see it on the news or these horrendous incidents and stuff, that doesn't affect me.
Yeah,
I just like it's news.
correct.
I don't feel the emotion tied to it.
See, I don't either, man. And I think here's the problem. I think guys like us, with all the stuff we saw, I think we become numb to it. And here's the problem.
It's survival.
It is
in order to
survival,
do
but
your
it's
job.
not good. You know what? And this why I think it makes a lot of cops shitty husbands, shitty boyfriends, because we are so numb, and it's hard to not take that into your personal relationships.
That's why I made it a conscious effort never to bring that home.
Yeah.
Even when I was in the military, that's the reason I had to get out. I went to work one day, didn't come home for 5 days. I got deployed, and they don't get around to telling your spouse for a couple of days.
Yeah.
And so that wasn't going to work for being newly married. That wasn't going to happen. So.
Well, if you look at a lot of those spec up guys, I mean, dude, especially, you're the SEAL dudes, dude, they're deployed and they come home for a little while, then you're deployed again. And that's why, law enforcement, we're constantly, and I hate to use this, man, but dude, we're constantly fight or flight.
Yeah.
And what happens is when we get home, dude, on my days off, dude, I didn't want to go do 50 things. I wanted to crawl up on the couch and be a couch potato and decompress. And so there's times that I think it made me a shitty husband. And then, the times I was single, I'm chasing every gal I can get my hands on. That's not good. And, I got lucky, man, because I saw that destroy a lot of careers, bro.
Been down that road myself.
And did you ever feel like death was following you home?
No, but sometimes I wished it was.
Yeah. I will tell you something, man. There's a half a dozen cases that I've worked. And I don't know what it is, Jeff, but I'll get up on certain mornings and one of them flashes through my mind. Or sometimes, dude, when I'm getting ready to go to bed, flashes through my mind. And it used to really kind of mess with me, and I'd be like, man, why am I thinking about this shit?
Okay.
But I just think what I've learned.
So if you put it that way, yeah.
Yeah.
Because honestly, that's what got me to start drinking.
Yeah.
I didn't start drinking until I was 40.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Went through an annulment. But mostly it was the PTSD that I deal with.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Trying to go to sleep at night, it's like a bad movie reel of all the bad shit
Big
you've ever
time,
seen.
dude.
And it's
Big
like it
time,
doesn't
brother.
shut off. It's just that constant movie reel of, man, I've seen 2 people with their brains blown out. I don't know, probably 2 dozen shooting victims and another 3 dozen stabbing victims. And I mean, all that just plays in your head.
Big time, dude.
You can't unsee it and you can't unthink it.
Big time. And I would tell you
So
this,
I would
man.
drink just to pass out to go to sleep so I wouldn't have to see that.
You know what, dude? I've had times like that, dude. I mean, dude, there's some things, man, that I've literally come home. I always had this thing when I would get off work, I would come home. I didn't take showers. I took a bath, and I would just soak in the bathtub for about 30 minutes. And a lot of it was, there was many times, Jeff, I'm laying in that bathtub, and I'm thinking, did I really just see that? Or did I really was I there for that? And I mean, there was just times, dude, I would like literally sit in that bathtub and cry. And then once I got it all out, I jump out, put on my sweats, crawl up on the couch. And, a lot of times, man, I would sleep on the couch with the TV going, especially during my single years, because it felt like home. I don't know if you know this, and I don't know if you're this way, but I'm this way. I like to watch the same movies over and over and over.
No.
And so here's.
There's a couple.
Yes.
There's a couple I like to watch over and over.
Okay. One of my favorite movies, the first Halloween, the John Carpenter one. Right?
One of mine is Caddyshack.
Okay. So I watched that. I'll watch that, I don't know, maybe a dozen times a year. But what it is we already know the outcome. And so what it is it feels like comfort. And it's not good, but it's like I look at that stuff and I mean, it's totally true, dude. I mean, there's like a half a dozen movies that I love to watch.
Yeah.
And I looked it up.
I guess so. Maybe there is.
Yeah. You were on a security detail for the Pope.
Yeah.
Did that moment restore anything in you, or was it just another assignment? And you had something with the Pope as a kid, didn't you?
Yeah, actually, I sang at a confirmation. I was part of the Catholic youth organization in Germany.
Okay.
And I was invited to spend the summer at Vatican City by Cardinal Sergio Pignedoli, who was the cardinal in charge of Vatican City at the time. So I have that letter at home, addressed from the Pope.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, and then I get a letter of commendation protecting the same Pope as an adult when he came to Laguna Seca in Monterey.
Love it.
So what I learned there, though, is that, religious or not, people want what they want when they want it.
Oh, yeah.
So it took us like 8 hours to get people in there for that event. Well, as soon as it was over, they wanted to all leave in 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah, that's not going to happen.
No. But yet they just listened to the probably known as the most religious man in the world speak to them. And as soon as they didn't get what they wanted, they reverted right back to acting like animals trying to get their way.
Yeah.
So there's humanity for you.
Oh, yeah. You moved to Parole in 1998. Mm-hmm. Did the streets feel more dangerous than the prison?
No, opposite. Okay. They felt safer to me.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, that joint, the problem with the joint is this. Everybody there is a convicted felon, and everybody there is trying to manipulate or get over.
But the biggest difference that most people don't know, it's the mindset of the convicted when they're in there versus the mindset of when they're on the street.
Yeah, they're
The mindset on the street, they're trying to get by.
Yeah.
They're trying to make it on parole. They're trying to stay out.
Because they don't want to go back to the joint.
Because they don't want to go back. Because when they go back in, they have to be somebody that they're not.
Correct.
They have to act like they're Billy Badass to the nth degree when they're not. And that's just constant stress for them.
Yeah.
So they are inside constantly stressed out. They never know when they're getting shanked, when they say the wrong thing to the wrong person, So it's just back to that whole negative environment. There's absolutely nothing good about it.
Yeah.
And so you can feel that. I do.
Yeah.
I'm an empath. I feel all that. And I was glad to be out on the streets.
Yeah.
I controlled the environment. Even though it seems opposite, like they're more controlled, I felt like I had more control of the environment when I was on the street.
Yeah. No, that could
it
totally
seems opposite.
No, but I could totally see that. And,
I mean, I have more allies. I have family members. I have mom. I have, and yeah, they'll lie for their kids sometimes, but when they know that their kid's really in trouble, they want the best for them.
Yeah. Oh,
Every
yeah.
parent
And they're going to reach out to you and like, hey, man, we need help.
Absolutely. Yeah. Especially when they start stealing from them.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, hey, I'm tired of him stealing my shit. Can you come get him?
Oh, yeah. How do you supervise people when you've seen the worst of them?
Because it gets back down to basically they're not bad people. They make bad choices.
Yeah.
And so if you can correct their decision making, then you can correct the person.
Yeah.
If you show them a way to make different decisions, because they only know one way to make a decision. Most of it's survival. They don't take the time out to think about something ahead of time and prepare for it. And
I've often said this. I think most people get what they got. I get what they deserve. A handful of people, I think, with a little bit of help, can go on and be productive citizens.
Yes.
Did you ever feel empathy for your parolees?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. More so, or?
Well, there's this one example. There's this one kid. He was a senior. He got held back a year, so he was 19. His girlfriend was a senior. She was 17.
Oh, they got him on the unlawful sexual intercourse with a minor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Prom night. And that stays with him for his whole life.
Yeah. They
And
sent him to the joint over that?
Yeah.
Damn. You know what? We would.
There was some extenuating. He was a gang member. So
Yeah. I was going to say, you know what? Because I've worked a lot of those cases, man. And a lot of times, Jeff, we would submit those cases. They wouldn't even get filed. You know what I mean? And
I wish this one wasn't. He wasn't a bad kid, you know. But it makes it hard for him to get a job. It makes it during his whole life.
Well, I was going to say, the minute somebody comes out, convicted felon.
And it's not just a convicted felon. He's a convicted sex offender. Really. And he wasn't really a sex offender.
Well, I was going to say, and then did he have to register as a 290 and all that?
All that. That's just a sad case, man.
What did decades of constant vigilance do to your nervous system?
Well, my head is constantly on a swivel, 360. 24/7.
Big time.
I never really can fully relax, or I'm always, we always sit with our face in the door and back to the wall.
Oh, big time. I
mean, so there's our everyday life now has been adjusted.
Correct.
We don't live like everybody else does.
We sure do not.
So, yeah.
You know what? I know for me, I had some years, man, where I was very overvigilant, and I think it made me. There were times that it made me not a good husband. I think there's times it has not made me a good dad because we're always thinking 3 steps ahead. This could happen. Our civilian family members, they don't think like us because they haven't seen what can happen. We do, and I used to be like, this is a minor thing, but it kind of illustrates it. My kid would leave the door unlocked all the time, or the front door to our house unlocked. She doesn't think it's a big deal. And I used to finally, I just got so sick of it. I sat her down and I said, here's the nightmare scenario, okay? You leave our door unlocked. I'm in the shower. I don't know anything. Somebody comes in here, steals my gun from my gun belt, steals the keys to my patrol car that's out here in the driveway, and drives off with my gun in a patrol car that happens to have a shotgun and an AR-15 in it. That is the nightmare scenario. Worse than that cop car out here is a flag. It lets everybody know who lives here. You leave our door locked, somebody comes in, shoots me, kills you too. That's what can happen. And I remember it freaked my kid out, but I go, kid, I'm asking you to lock a fucking door. Lock it, right? And it was tough to have to say that to her, man. But dude, that is the nightmare scenario. And we think that way. Civilians don't, bro.
No, I know.
By the time you retired in 2012, were you tired or were you empty?
I was empty. I was burnt out.
Dude, I was too, dude.
I was probably burnt out for 5 years prior to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, people pushing for cops to work longer years to get their retirement, they just don't understand. It's a lot on your central nervous system. Every day, the amount of stress that you live with. I used to fill in when you guys were short. I'd fill in all your calls.
Yeah.
I remember a time when there was 2 rolling patrols during the day shift only for the whole city.
Oh, yeah.
2 rolling patrol cars. Now, the city probably didn't know that, the citizens, but yeah, I would fill, Moto would fill, and just to help our community.
Yeah.
But yeah, you living under constant stress every day.
I would tell you something. You know what? And I think too, I just think that even now, think about a kid at 21 years old that gets sworn in. He's got to go to 57, bro. Dude, that's a 36-year career.
Yeah.
So now when kids hit me up, I tell them, don't start until you're 27 years old, right? That way you can do that 30. However, then I think you got some life experience on you, but here's where it's going to get scary. Dude, there's serious talk up in Sacramento of pushing it to 60.
Yeah.
I don't people don't realize this is a young man's game, dude. And how many dude, I've been in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of fights.
So here's an example. A month before I retired, I was in Porterville chasing a homicide suspect through the fields, over the fences in the neighborhood. I jumped probably 3-4 fences and ran probably 2 miles chasing this guy.
Yeah, 50-something years of age.
Yeah, 49.
Yeah.
Almost 50. Well, I had to call in sick the next day to work because I couldn't hardly move. But I do.
Yeah.
It's time that I need to start hanging this up.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you know what, bro?
And I'm in good shape. I stay in good shape.
I would tell you something, man. I had 2 surgeries in a couple years, breaking my hands fighting. And I just remember thinking, you know what, Jay, get out at 50. Once I ran the numbers through PERS, I was like, you know what, your PERS check is going to be good enough.
Yep.
Move on with your life.
Yep.
Retirement strips the badge away. Who are you without it?
Whoever I want to be.
Okay. All right. Did you ever struggle with it? Because I
still do.
My
do.
first couple years being retired, I seriously struggled with
I still do. Every day, I still think I'm supposed to be somewhere. I'm still thinking I'm missing like an appointment or I need to be somewhere. Yeah, I was very conscientious about my job. So now that I don't have one, I still kind of like, after 13 years, I'm still trying to figure out this whole retirement thing.
Yeah.
And convince myself that it's okay.
Yeah. You reinvented yourself in real estate and became Rookie of the Year. What kept you driven, brother?
My wife.
Yeah.
I wanted to get her a ring. I wanted to get us a house.
Was she a realtor too, or what'd she do?
No, she worked at a Cigna when I met her. And then we went through some problems with her daughter, some eating disorders and whatnot. And she was in different facilities. And then Cigna fired her because she was missing too much time.
Got it.
And we were, I think, 53 at the time.
Were you guys the same age?
Yeah, we're only 3 days apart.
Oh, got it.
And back when Schwarzenegger took that 15% out of my check,
Oh, I bet you that hurt.
I lost my house.
Yeah.
You know, that was $1,200 a month out of my check.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
I tried, I started a little catering business. I did some things on the side trying to keep it, but it just overwhelmed me. And I ended up losing it. So I couldn't buy another house for 7 years. So we were living in a rental house, and then I decided, you know what? I need to make this happen. Well, I couldn't make it all happen just on my retirement.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't, because I had that seizure 10 months before I retired, I didn't get one of those big checks like everybody else got for cashing in sick leave and vacation, because I had to use it to make to
See,
get
I
to
didn't
50.
even know you had a seizure.
Yeah, I had a seizure 10 months before I retired. So
Wow.
that was going to jack my retirement system and reclassify me out of peace officer status.
Yeah, because they would have put you on go out on a medical. Yeah.
And I had too much time for that,
Yeah.
I was going to lose money.
Got it. In 2024, your wife passed away one day after her 62nd birthday. How do you even survive that, brother?
Through the grace of God.
Yeah.
It's the only way I can't tell you how many times I thought about it.
Dude, I tell you something. I didn't know her that well, but I can always tell you, every time I saw you and her together, she always just seemed like a very classy lady to me. She always dressed well. She was always a sweetheart to everybody. And I remember we would see her very friendly towards everybody. And, so God bless her memory, brother.
Yeah. She was an amazing soul.
What did she represent in your life? Was it anchor, safety, or home?
She was everything.
Yeah, I could see that, brother. I could see that.
I'm having a hard time trying to figure out who I am now.
Yeah, no, I get it, man. I get
My
it.
life was so wrapped up in being her husband.
Yeah.
taking care of her. Just
How long were you all together?
11 years.
That's a good run, bro. I mean, obviously, you know, you got cut short, but God bless you, brother. How does grief hit someone who spent a lifetime staying strong?
This knocked me to my knees.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It made me
I can see that.
Made me question my existence.
Yeah.
What is my purpose?
Yeah.
My hardest part is and I try not to go down that rabbit hole of why.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, and yeah, don't do that to yourself because there is, you know, you'll never get the answer. But I tell you something, man. It's everybody who truly knows you, I have a lot of respect for you, Jeff, and I think you're a good man, and I think you've been through a lot, bro. What's the quietest moment since she has passed?
I don't know that there's been one yet.
Yeah. No, I get that, brother. I get that. Do you let yourself feel it, or do you still compartmentalize?
No.
That's probably one you can't compartmentalize.
So I tried to run from it. Suzanne passed on October 3rd, and then my daughter got married. Her daughter, my stepdaughter, got married on November 17th.
Got it.
So I took off on the 18th to go back to Illinois, spend some time with my mom, and to run away from it.
Yeah.
But you can't.
No. That's one of those things, man. I think you'll wake up with it. You'll go to bed with it. You'll wake up with it. You'll go to bed with
Every
it.
day.
Looking back, what part of you didn't survive the job? I think for me, bro, my empathy for a lot of years took a back seat. I think I'm getting better now that I'm getting older, but dude, my empathy for a lot of years, dude, was
I would
was
say
not
probably
good, bro.
just I have a lot of empathy still, but as far as innocence, yeah, that's gone for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Brother, me and you, we breathe rare air in this. We got to do long careers and we got to leave when we wanted. Think about how many dudes you know that got canned, got injured, or got prosecuted that didn't even make it a quarter of the time you made it.
Yeah.
There's strength in that, but the problem is we've also seen a lot of stuff. And we've endured a lot of stuff. And it tends to make us, well, for me, like I said, I was not empathetic for a lot of years. I have to work on that still. But it makes us where we can turn into not good people. I've really tried to, even now, man, a lot of people call me when they get in trouble. I'm a voice of reason for people, and I understand it. And so people call me at weird times, and I try to help people, brother, the best I can and give people the advice that I can give them, because I know when people are reaching out to me, they're on their last rope, right? And it's something that sometimes it's hard because, it takes up time from people that I want to spend time with. But I also know this. I think I was put on this earth to help people. I think I was born to be in service of others. I think you were too.
Yeah, I've really come to that.
Oh, big time. Big time.
I look at other people's lives and why and I tell people the stuff Matt, Matt, and
Yeah.
he's like, man, and I don't realize all the things I've done and been a part that it's different. Because when you're living your life, you just think it's your life.
Yeah.
You don't realize that it's way different than everybody else's life.
Well, I would tell you something. Here's what's something about me or you. I think a lot of people do not know your story. I think a lot of
For
people
sure.
do not know my story. I mean, I know a lot of people knew I was the cop, especially when I was downtown. Everybody knew me. But people don't know, bro, that, I come from nothing, brother. And, man, I'm self-made, dude. And
I got 2 pairs of shoes a year, one to start the school and one at Easter to finish the school. In the summertime, I ran barefoot, and I never had a pair of store-bought shorts till I was an adult and bought them myself. They were
Good man.
cutoffs. So,
what part of you surprised you by surviving everything?
that I actually have a whole lot more fortitude than I thought.
Oh, yeah. I would tell you something, man.
And I've been through a lot.
I know you have.
But I didn't.
I respect you, and I know a lot of your story. And there's been times, dude, where me and you, we hang out the same watering hole, and you've left, and somebody's like, hey, what did he do? And I've told a lot of people, dude, that dude deserves respect, dude.
I
You know what?
appreciate that.
Because you lived a hard life, you did a crazy job, and so just know this, man. I hold you in high regard, and I'm not just saying that. I hold you in high regard because I know this, what you did and the career you had. It was not easy, and that speaks a lot about you.
You know how we were raised. We weren't raised to talk about ourselves.
No, we're not.
So nobody knows my story. I don't tell my story hardly. Well,
That's why I'm trying to get people on here because I think you got a great story. I think your story could be a blueprint for that other kid down the road.
Well, that's who I want to try to help. I coached a lot of baseball here in town, football too, and I still have some players that reach out and call me, and I like being able to be there for them. One kid grew up in the foster program, and like he said, well, me and Pre, we're the only positive. Pre's his sponsor.
Yeah.
Officer Pre, that is his sponsor, and he says we're the only 2 positive role models in his life.
Yeah.
And so we still stay in contact, and I stay in contact with some of my other ball players. So,
God bless you, brother. What lie does society tell about men who wear the uniform?
that they're a bunch of knuckle-dragging meatheads.
Yeah. I've often said this too. People think we're almost robots.
Yeah.
That
We don't have feelings.
Yeah,
we don't have emotions.
that none of this stuff affects us, dude.
Yeah.
Trust me, dude. There's a lot of this shit that has affected me.
Look, we are just like your brother, your dad, your cousin, your uncle. I mean, your sister, your mom, whoever.
Damn right.
We're all the same. We're just wearing a uniform trying to do a job to protect our community.
I agree.
And why they see us as the bad guys is purely media driven.
I totally agree.
So,
what's the real cost of service? For a lot of years, mine was peace, bro. My peace was what I gave up to do this job.
yeah, I would say your perspective.
Yeah,
You lose one perspective and gain another.
yeah.
And I'm not so sure the switch is great.
It's not. I think we tend to see the worst in humanity.
It goes back to losing your innocence, you know.
It does.
The private citizen just gets to live their life and see things through rose-colored glasses.
I agree.
For lack of a better term.
I agree.
And those rose-colored glasses have been shattered for us.
Big time. Big
You
time.
don't ever get to wear them again.
I agree. Yeah, once they're shattered, you can never put them back on. Yeah.
That's a fact.
If a young officer was sitting across from you right now, what would you want them to know?
I'm so glad you asked that question because it's the one thing when I was training young parole agents or young officers or anything. I want you to arrest them like you're arresting a family member.
Yeah.
I want you to arrest them like it's your cousin, your aunt, your uncle, your sister, but that they made a mistake.
Yeah.
I just want you to look at it as a mistake. Don't take it personal. It's
I
not
tell you
against
something.
you. It's not against. You represent the law.
Yeah.
You are not the law. You represent the law. And guys get that confused sometimes.
I would tell you something, man. My first couple years, you know what I realized? I could say it now, but man, my first couple years of being a cop, dude, I knew less than nothing, bro.
That badge weighs heavy, don't it?
Yeah. And, I realized, did I make a lot of mistakes? Damn right I did. I think I got lucky, especially those first couple years, compared to a lot of guys who didn't. But I can honestly tell you, man, it's like
Nothing's by chance, Jay.
Well, that's true. I will say this. I wasn't a good cop until I had probably about a good 4 years under my belt.
Well,
then
there probably isn't a good cop until they have 4 or 5 years.
So then at that point, then I could start seeing how to truly do things, But Vice tell you, one thing we do, man, we're baptism by fire, dude.
Yeah.
You're going to 30 calls a day, dude. So, hey, in a couple months into it, dude, you have already seen a lot.
Mm-hmm.
What does peace look like for you today?
I think I'm starting to get there. I'm not so sure I'm there yet.
Yeah.
I'm just getting to this point in grief where not every day consumes me.
Yeah, I can see that. How old are you now, brother?
63.
63. Okay. You've actually aged pretty well, bro. Yeah,
Thanks. It's good genetics.
Yeah.
Mom's side.
Are you still standing guard, or have you finally stood down?
I don't know that I can ever just stand down.
Yeah, I don't think neither one of us will. Neither one of us will.
I do Tai Chi 5 days a week to keep my body in shape.
Does that work? Does Tai Chi work?
Probably better than any time I ever spent in the gym.
Really?
Better results, quicker, faster, without the injuries. I swear by it. I'm trying to get certified so I can start teaching it. That's how much I believe in it.
Wow, dude, I'm gonna have to try it.
Oh, it's amazing. With the amount of surgeries I've had, it's what I can do.
Yeah.
Without hurting myself further.
Yeah, you don't need heavy weights and all that
and
impact.
Stay toned and feel the strength. With 12 knee surgeries, I don't have muscle in my legs much anymore. I lost a lot, so I'm trying to build that back, and it's making me more stable, more secure, stronger body positioning.
Good for you, brother.
Yeah.
I tell you something. You know what just happened to me, man? Me and my kid, we're over in Tulare, and we pull up to VIP Pizza, and all of a sudden this car comes skidding up. These guys wreck. 2 little gangster dudes jump out, take off running. Tulare PD rolls up with lights and sirens. I'm like, officer, they're heading westbound towards the tracks. They head over there, they wrap them up. And my kid was like, but I had told the minute I saw him run, I said, I go, that does not look good. Get close to me. That's the problem, bro. We're always in fight or flight.
Always.
And we see stuff that the average person doesn't pick up on because we've done it so much. And
you can see it before it happens.
Big time.
You see it starting to happen before it gets. You can already see it coming.
Big time. After all of it, who are you when no one is watching?
So I was raised in Tennessee with good Southern values and ethics, and I'm a good guy, and I take pride in that.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know what, man? I try to be a good man, and I think I'm living my best life now.
Yeah.
But you know what? I've always looked at you as a good person, brother.
Thank you.
You're going to be the first person I do this with. It's a no holds barred lightning round.
All right.
Okay. First thing you learned about violence.
It doesn't hurt as bad as people think it does.
That's true. That's true.
I learned I could take a punch.
Yeah.
Then that's not such a good thing to learn.
Yes. First thing violence took from you.
Peace.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Were you ever afraid you wouldn't come home?
Yeah.
I had many nights, dude,
A
where
few times.
I think 1 second too early, 1 second too late was all the difference.
Yeah, there's a few situations where I was questioning for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Who were you angriest at during your career?
My dad.
Yeah. I tell you something, I had a lot of anger towards a lot of the bosses. You know, I got held back and I never got to get promoted. And for a lot of years, I was pissed off and I hated those guys. I had to let it go. But it doesn't mean I'll ever forget it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. And I was pissed off at the system itself.
Oh, yeah, because the system turned on you, brother. And when that happens, that can change your view of anything.
Yeah. It's for me, I was a dedicated, loyal employee. But like I said, as soon as you get in the mud, then they act like they don't know you.
Oh, yeah.
And as much as I had done for them to act that way, yeah, it was an eye opener.
Who did you trust the least?
Staff.
Oh, yeah.
Over the inmates for sure. When I was inside.
I tell you something, man. Me and the guys, we didn't trust the bosses.
Yeah, no.
Like command staff, chief. We didn't trust most of the sergeants.
So all my stuff came from Sacramento because that's where headquarters
because now
is.
you're dealing with politicians.
Yeah,
yes,
so all our headquarters is in Sacramento. So everything is political up there.
Yeah.
So you're dealing with this whole. So yeah, I didn't trust any of those people because all their decisions are based on political advancement.
Well, the problem with CDC too, dude, it's just so massive, dude. I mean, it's like
30,000
COs.
Maybe like 50.
Is it 50 now?
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, it's massive. What's the worst call you ever made, brother?
Worst decision I ever made or the worst call I ever went to?
How about this? What's the worst decision you ever made on the job?
So I had a rookie parole agent, and we were hitting that house. You know where that turn signal over on Houston Avenue, right where the turnabout is?
Oh, yeah.
Those apartments right there?
Oh, yeah.
It used to be a big-time drug house.
Yeah, the V-Lines live there, and a bunch of people live.
That's who, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Dang it, sorry, here, let me turn this off.
Yeah, no problem. In fact, I think one of the V-Line,
that's who we were hitting.
Well, I was going to say, I think Black Jesus died. Somebody said that he died.
Really?
Yeah. Tyrone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, the door, we had the SWAT team stacked up outside, VPD SWAT team.
Yeah.
And they had that big metal door on there. It was locked from the inside and bolted. So I jumped through the outside window, unlocked the door from the inside, grabbed one of the guys' V-lines and threw him in the chair. I'd hooked him up and threw him in the chair. Well, the chair was broke. He fell down, hit his head, and knocked him out. And but I just turned that off. So it wasn't the best decision showing the new parole agent what not to do.
Yeah.
Because it was totally against all
What
procedural
new parole
requirement.
agent was that? David Johns?
No, actually, it was Frank Mesa, and he's no longer with us, rest his soul. But he was my partner for a long time.
I remember Mesa.
Big Frank.
Yeah. What happened to him?
He got cancer and died.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
What is the best call you ever made? I would probably think going to parole, getting out of the joint.
That was for sure.
Yeah,
That was one, probably, yeah. Yeah, because I didn't want to go back inside after fights and all that. I was just going to have a target on my back, so.
Yeah. Did you ever cross a line you still think about?
I never crossed the line that didn't deserve crossing.
I can't say that. You know, man, dude, we got in some fights, man, that were knockdown drag-outs. And, man, I tell you something, Dan, I've been in some life and death fights, bro. And I look back on those, and there's times I probably should have backed out, man, but I only knew one stop, one way, man, and that was forward.
That's why you're still here, Jay.
Yeah. And that's true. I mean, I think my strength is what got me through that, man. But, dude, I look back on it, man, and yes, I was aggressive, and yes, I was a good cop, but I think the good Lord was looking out for me,
Absolutely,
too, brother, right?
for sure.
What sound still gets to you?
A loud buzzing sound, because that's what the alarms in the prison sound like.
Yeah.
Or a loud noise in general.
Yeah.
Because I've been shot twice. And anytime there's a loud noise, man, I'm just ducking, flinching. Yeah.
You got shot?
Yeah.
With what?
I got hit in the vest in the back shoulder blade at a SWAT training when SWAT was real new. Penetrated the shirt, stuck in the vest, but
Thank God.
Well, yeah, I felt like I got hit. I was bruised from the neck to the back.
Yeah.
Felt like I'd been hit with a baseball bat.
Prison smell or street smell? What stays longer?
Prison smell.
Yeah, dude. And you folks, for the folks at home, there is this smell because the inmates, it's just the smell of the joint. You think about this. You have hundreds of men, some shower, some don't. Some are filthy, some are clean, but there's this funk. And I remember I would get off work and literally I would take that uniform and put it in my hamper. And, you know, because I wore a fresh one every day because I hated that smell, dude.
Yeah.
That smell was horrible. Did power ever scare you?
Having it or coming at me?
Coming at you.
Yeah, because when I got indicted for something I didn't even do.
Oh, yeah.
So
you know this, you get enough of the wrong.
If they could do that without me even doing anything wrong, then what else could they do if they just want you?
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, and I did internal affairs too. So basically, if I really wanted to, I could probably fire every state employee in the state.
Oh, yeah.
If I just went to your house and found a state pen, state paper, pad, any piece of
because
state,
you took state
took it
property.
Home. You took it home.
Yes.
Misappropriation of state property.
Yeah.
It's a fireable offense.
Yeah. Did you ever feel like who the job made you? Did you ever feel like, okay, the job made me this way and this is just how I'm going to be?
No.
Okay.
I think I'm an ever-evolving individual.
I think we're like in that way.
I constantly want to learn. I constantly want to grow. I want to delve into myself even deeper to who I am. I'm on constant improvement mode.
Got it. What part of the job do you miss?
The camaraderie.
Me too, bro. I miss the guys, man.
Yeah.
I miss being boots on the ground too. Don't get me wrong.
Too. You know,
I miss being in the know, right?
Well, you know, for a lot of years, I was the one kicking all the doors.
Yeah.
So, of course, that's probably why I got the bad knees. But
yeah. No, I mean, there's a lot of guys that I miss, man.
Yeah.
And
Going to lunch, having lunch in
Correct.
the middle of the day after you've done, a couple of rests and you
Oh,
do
yeah.
this and talk about it. And
like in the gang unit, dude, I remember like me, Dominic, Gibby, Richard Lancaster from probation. We would all go have lunch.
And then me and
Dude,
Moto would
I
be there
miss-
with you guys with the
dude,
black attacks. And,
yeah, dude. I miss that stuff so much. What part do you never want to see again? For me, I don't want to see sex crimes, deal with sex crimes. I don't want to see homicides.
Yeah, it's funny you just said that because I was getting ready to say I really don't want to see another CPS case.
Yeah.
Those are
Anything
all-
with kids, bro.
That's just
it's just
bad.
gut wrenching.
Yeah, it's bad. So those are the ones that really hurt.
Did you ever feel disposable?
Yes.
Me too.
As soon as you don't fit into whatever they want you for, you're disposable.
I always say this. We're all one call away from getting fired, bro.
Yeah.
And it really is, dude. Who paid the price for your career besides you?
Maybe my boys.
Yeah. You weren't there. Yeah.
And I was there. I turned down a lot of promotions to stay here to be their dad because I was a single dad.
Yeah.
But still, all the other stuff that we talked about, losing our innocence and all that, that has an effect on them too.
Yeah, I think it's affected my kid. I know it's probably affected my ex-wife. What's the hardest goodbye you ever had to say other than your wife?
That's the only one I can think of.
Got it. Is there a moment you wish you could erase?
There's a couple.
Got it. You know what, bro? I wish there were some things that I didn't see. And
That too.
and I would tell you something. I would like to go back to the Jay before those things existed in my mind. I know I can't,
Yeah.
but
I'm not so sure you really want to either because it's who you are. It's what's made you who you are today.
I think so. But you know what, bro?
Even though we have those images and we would love to erase them and get rid of them, I believe it's those images that help us maintain our compassion.
You know what? I would agree with that. I would.
And
You know
without
what?
those, we wouldn't maintain our compassion.
Well, and I know this, man. I think I was born to do this. I think you were born to do it. And I think
Definitely wasn't my plan.
yeah, and I think that there was something that made me better than a lot of the guys that I worked with because, man, I was all in, bro. And I did. It's like I would just run circles around people. But I could tell you this.
I'll tell you what it was, Jay.
There was a price to pay for it.
Because I have another buddy that's like you and I. He lives in Tahoe. He's the only roommate I ever had in my life. And one of my best friends. He was a Navy corpsman.
Okay.
Grew up poor and singer. He's a lot like you, me. And,
Oh, yeah. We're all
when you-
kind of cut from that certain cloth.
well, because when you grow up that way, you're in constant survival mode anyway.
Correct.
From the start. You don't know any other life.
Yeah, you know what it did, man? It put this chip on my shoulder for a lot of years that I hated being poor. I remember I was like, I'm going to show my dad, even though he wasn't in the picture. And I think it just made me work harder, go farther, and achieve more than I could have ever imagined.
It's the same with him, too.
Yes.
And the same with me and the same with you. And you know what? I'd be willing to bet if you go throughout all the departments throughout the entire world or nation, you'll find a lot of guys just like us.
Big time. Big time. One moment you wish people understood better about you. I think for me, for you, dude, when I look at you, I didn't know how big of a heart you got, bro. Yeah, you know
You
what?
know,
I think
I'd
for
say
you,
that
brother,
maybe too.
I think for you,
People a lot of times think I'm just angry all the time,
Yeah.
or mad, or I'm not approachable.
I think for you, you know what? That's actually a good thing. I will say that there was times I thought that about you, but after this interview, I realized two things about you. Number one, I think you're a heavy thinker, so I think you're always doing
Big
this.
time. Always. That's why I
Right.
can't wear hats too much.
Right, right. So
CPU's
there's
too
that.
hot.
And then I think for you, I think you're all heart, bro. I think you really are. And you know what? And I didn't know that about you until this interview. Did you ever feel numb?
Yeah.
I felt numb for a lot of years.
Yeah. Especially when I was drinking to make myself numb.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I spent a lot of years, man, chasing women, carousing around the bars,
yeah,
you
me
know,
too.
all that. And you know, and
But I look back on that and I was trying to validate myself.
Yeah.
Growing up with an alcoholic father who never told you he was proud of you, never told you did anything good, you go trying to find out, validate yourself. And
Yeah.
it's not always through the best means.
Oh yeah. Did you ever feel broken?
Almost.
Yeah. I tell you something, man. I lost my sister to suicide in 2010, and I'm not gonna lie, brother. That hit me right where I fucking live and breathe, dude.
Yeah.
And
Losing Suzanne is...
yeah. Well, I know that's hit you right where you live and breathe, you
Yeah.
know. Then I lost my dad later on to dementia. But by then, man, there was so much damage done between us that.
Well, see, I didn't have a relationship
And see,
with
like
my
for
dad
me,
either.
once my dad died, you know what I thought? It's just an end to a painful chapter, dude, of my life. And that's kind of how I looked at
Honestly,
it.
I felt like a big weight had been lifted off my shoulder, and I felt a little bit guilty about it. But then as I got older and read more and educated myself more, it's a natural response.
Yeah.
So I'm good with it.
Did you ever feel proud?
I don't think I was ever allowed to feel that growing up, so I don't know. That goes along with not talking about yourself, not because I was always, if you were to try to say anything about yourself, you were bragging.
I would tell you something. I felt proud a lot, but I was kind of like an ambassador in a lot of ways because I knew everybody, and so I was proud, dude. Like when I was the officer downtown, I was proud. When I was the officer at Redwood, I was proud, bro. I mean, to put that uniform on and step into places, I was proud to do that, brother. I was so proud to do it, man.
You know, I was proud when I was in the 82nd Airborne Division. I was walking through the airports in my uniform with my beret on and my blouse jump boots. I felt really proud.
Yeah. Who saved you when you didn't say you needed it, even when you didn't ask for it?
My buddy Rich, the one I was just telling you about.
Yeah.
So when I was in my darkest moments, he called me every morning to make sure I was still breathing.
Yeah.
So he gave me a mission
Yeah.
to let him know that I'm still breathing every morning. He still calls me every morning.
Love it. Love it.
I still call him every morning to let him know I'm still breathing.
Love it.
He knew I needed a mission because I won't fail a mission.
Yeah. I'm glad you came through that, brother. Because there's
Still working on it.
Yeah. What lie did you tell yourself to keep going?
Probably so many I can't remember.
You know what? I tell you something. There was a lot of years where I thought, man, I'm invincible, you know, and I would tell myself
I felt
to
that way a few times.
Yeah, and you know, that is a lie. And you know, and then every time I would think that, something would happen. I got injured a couple times. or I got written up at work, or something would happen, and it would just be something that would just knock me down a peg. And you realize, and like I said, we're all one call away from getting canned, or getting injured. And even when I would train new cops, I would used to say this: 1 second too early, 1 second too late, and now you're dead. That's how quickly. Did the badge protect you, or did it cost you?
Cost me.
Oh yeah, cost me too, brother. Cost me too.
It costs you certain friendships. It
Big
costs you, and depending on the current political climate and media production, it costs you more friends. I mean,
Yes, it does. You know what? It's funny you say that, man. There's a lot of people I couldn't hang out with that I grew up with because they were off into some shit I couldn't be part of. But it did. It cost me friends. It cost me, I think, a couple of marriages.
Yeah.
I think it cost me a lot of my peace.
yeah.
I think to a certain extent, it cost me a lot of time with my daughter. I missed a lot of birthdays and Christmases and all that other shit. Who were you without the uniform when you were at home, no uniform on, and you're at home with your kids or your wife at the time? Who were you, brother?
Well, I believed in leading my house and good Christian principles.
Got it.
The head of my house, and I'm a pretty easygoing guy.
Yeah.
I just like to have a good time and enjoy what life has to offer as
Got it.
often as I can.
Got it. Who are you still becoming?
I'm becoming the version of me that never got to be.
Yeah, I could see that.
I'm trying to be the version of me that would have been had I not been in law enforcement.
Yeah. Well, you know what, brother? You're kind of at that point in your life too, where you're a little older, you're a little wiser. You've been out of the job long enough. You lost Suzanne. You've been through a lot of shit, and I think now you seem at peace. I mean, I know you struggle with dealing with loss, but you seem at peace, and maybe that's the win for you, brother, that you're at peace. You're not dealing with the stress of the job. You're not dealing with somebody trying to put your ass in prison. I hope things, and for the folks at home, I've told you, I'd like to see you be with somebody else because I don't want to see you end up alone. I think you're too good of a person for that. I know that kind of scares you, but you still have a lot of life left, brother, and you're a good man. What scares you now?
It's funny. One of my biggest fears always, long before I had ever met Suzanne, was growing old alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the more time that goes by without her, the less I'm afraid.
Yeah.
God's put me in this situation for a reason. I don't know what it is, but I'm just going to trust him.
Yeah. I get that. Yeah.
And it's hard for me to do that. That's one of my weaknesses.
Yeah.
And that comes from our job.
Well, here's the problem. You know what the problem with guys like me and you? It's hard for us to give up control, right? And you're at the point in your life right now where you don't have control. And that's hard because, like if you look at your Old Testament, man, don't lean on your own understanding. Understand that whatever his plan is for you, brother, lean into that because I think, you still got a lot of life left in you. I think you got a lot of good in you. And I think you could be, I don't know if it's mentorship. I don't know if it's another relationship. I don't know what it is. But I think that There's a plan for you. You just got to find it. Last thing Suzanne taught you.
Ooh, she taught me so much. But here's the biggest thing she taught me, and I would love to teach everybody else. Women love with their ears. Oftentimes we say some really cruel and hard things. And they have the mind of an elephant.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they don't forget. Oh, yeah.
So, if everybody can just keep that in mind, mind your tongue.
You know what, man? It's so funny you're saying that, dude. I live that right now. Me and my wife, we have this written in concrete rule in our home. We don't scream. We don't yell. We don't use profanity towards each other. I had to live that for a lot of years. And words are weapons.
Very much so.
And they wound.
Very hard.
And so I've told, my wife, I'm like, you know what? We may not always see eye to eye, but we sit down and we try to talk like this, right? I don't want to elevate my voice. I don't want her to elevate hers. Yeah. And I think it's made all the difference, man. Dude, I'm in the longest relationship of my life right now, dude. At 55 years old. I mean, it's good, but it's sad in a lot of ways that I spent all those years in relationships that didn't, it's like I look at it now. It's like I me and my wife, I know this is the woman I'm going to grow old with, right? Which is great. But man, brother, I just think too, I'm out of the business. I'm not in that fight or flight mode. I'm not out chasing women. I'm trying to be the best husband I can be. And
it's a real simple formula, I think, for relationship success. If you just focus on doing the things that she likes,
yeah,
and avoiding the things she doesn't like, and she does the same for you,
yeah,
how could it be hard?
Yeah,
it's that simple.
Well, it's like that old thing. Make sure you make the main thing, dude. Right?
And here's the other thing. I'll tell you that somebody told me a long time ago, and it's always stuck. Make sure you do your homework.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Is there anything that you're still holding on to?
In what regard?
Like just your career, life in general, anything?
I've really tried hard to let go of most everything so I could rebirth.
You seem at peace. I mean, I could tell that you're dealing with brokenheartedness, and I get that, but I don't feel any anger from you. I don't.
Had you called me in here maybe 3 months ago, that might be different.
yeah.
But there has been a shift in the last month or so.
Yeah,
I felt it. That I went from just trying to survive each day.
Yeah, I get it. I get it, brother.
Now I'm surviving each week.
Got it. Well, I hope soon it'll be each month, and then it'll get to each year, right?
So.
What are you ready to let go of? I had to let go of a lot of anger, brother. I had to finally let it go because it's poison.
Yeah. I'm not really sure.
Okay. That's cool.
I've done so much work in the last year and a half since Suzanne died, and so much reading and so much.
Yeah, I could see that.
Just trying to.
A lot more. Sounds to me like you're a lot more reflective and a lot more, like you said, if you've done a lot of internal work on yourself. Here's a tough one. Do you forgive yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too, brother. There was a lot of years I didn't, but I do now. And I'm trying to live my life by helping people now. And I think that is probably where I'm trying to give back, and I'm trying to understand that I got lucky. And now I'm just trying to be the best person I can be and be a good husband. I try to be a good father. I just try to be the best I can be. And I think that there's strength in that, brother.
So and God's put me in all these different situations, and there's so many more we haven't even talked about that I feel like I need to at least help others if I can and share it. I mean, why can't they learn from my experiences? Why would they? I mean, if I can help somebody, then I want to.
Well, I think for you, you've got a lot of experience. You got a lot of intellect. Use your gifts for good, brother.
Yeah.
Do you believe you have lived a good life?
I was telling somebody the other day, I've lived a life of almost and not quite.
Yeah. 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 I'll agree with that, dude.
Whether that's good or not, I mean, I know I have a better life than most and not as good as others.
Well,
and there's been things that others have never had to deal with that I've had to deal with. Sometimes I don't understand why, but I understand that that's made me the person I am.
I would tell you this, man. I have lived a phenomenal life.
Oh, well,
and I can tell you this. If I died today, right, I could at least go like this. I gave it my best. I had a good career. I got to achieve so much and taste the good things in life. Now, do I want to live to be a ripe old age? Well, hell yeah, I do. But you know what? Last question. Are you at peace?
As long as I don't go down a couple different rabbit holes. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what, man? I'm finally at peace, brother. I'm finally at peace. And, this is my calling now. This right here, this show, writing books, trying to give people a perspective and let people know if I can do it, anybody can do it. Is it easy? No, it's not. Well, brother, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. I'm going to leave you with a quote. You supervise people while managing your own survival. And, I will tell you this, brother. You're a good man. You got a good heart. You had a great career. There's a lot of the guys, we respect you. I wish you nothing but the best. Before we wrap up, is there anything you would like to say?
I just want to thank you for giving me this opportunity. I appreciate it.
You bet, brother. Well, folks, we'll go and wrap up. Next week, I have another guest coming in, and I'll leave you with good luck, God bless, and Godspeed. Thank you.